Ever felt like you were invisible? Like no matter how hard you tried, you were just part of the background? A face in the crowd that nobody really saw. Today, we were going to talk about someone who not only felt that way, but was told it to her face. And what she did next will absolutely blow you away. This is the story of a high school nobody who found her voice and made the entire nation listen. Picture this. A bustling high school hallway. Lockers slamming. Kids lugging the usual chaos. And in the middle of it all, there's a young black girl. Let's call her Maya. Maya wasn't the head cheerleader or the star athlete. She wasn't the class president or the valedictorian. She was quiet, studious, and spent most of her time with her head in a book or working on her art. She had a small circle of close friends, but to the rest of the school, she felt like she was wearing an invisibility cloak. High school can be a tough social landscape to navigate. Cliques form, labels are thrown around, and it's easy to get lost if you don't fit neatly into a predefined box. For Maya, this wasn't just a feeling, it was her reality. She'd hear whispers in the hallway, see the popular kids look right through her. She was often picked last for team projects, not because her work was poor, it was actually excellent, but because she was on part of the in crowd. One day, a particularly cruel comment hit her harder than anything else. A group of students were talking about the upcoming prom, and someone casually remarked, "Who would even take Maya? She's a nobody." The words stung, echoing in her mind long after the laughter faded. Nobody? 4 years of hard work, of late nights studying, of pouring her heart into her passions, and that's all she was to them. A complete and utter nobody. That moment could have broken her. It would have been so easy to retreat further into her shell, to accept that label and just count down the days until graduation. But something inside Maya sparked. It was a slow burn at first, a mix of hurt and anger. But that spark grew into a fire of determination. She thought, a nobody. I'll show them what a nobody can do. She didn't suddenly try to become popular. She didn't change who she was to fit in. Instead, she doubled down on what made her special. She spent even more time in the art room, creating pieces that were breathtaking in their complexity and emotion. She joined the debate club, a place where her quiet, thoughtful nature became a secret weapon. Her arguments were well-researched, her delivery calm but powerful. Slowly, a few people started to notice. Not the popular crowd, but other students who also felt overlooked. They saw her strength, her resilience. When it came time for graduation, the school announced they were holding a competition for a student speaker slot. Anyone could submit a speech. Most people assumed it would go to the valedictorian or the student council president. It was the predictable choice. But Maya, fueled by that stinging comment from months ago, decided to submit one. She stayed up for nights, not just writing, but pouring her entire high school experience onto the page. The hurt, the feeling of being invisible, the quiet triumphs, and the fire that had been ignited within her. She wrote about what it means to find your own value when others refuse to see it. She wrote about the power of quiet voices and the strength found in the shadows. It wasn't a speech about grades or school spirit in the traditional sense. It was a speech about humanity, about seeing the person behind the label. To everyone's surprise, including her own, the selection committee was moved beyond words. They chose her. The news rippled through the school. Maya, the quiet art kid. She's giving a speech. There was a lot of skepticism. What could a nobody possibly have to say? The day of graduation arrived. The stadium was filled with thousands of people, students in their caps and gowns. Proud parents, teachers. The air was thick with excitement and nostalgia. The principal called her name, and a nervous Maya walked toward the podium. You could feel the collective shrug from a large portion of the student body. They were probably expecting a few minutes of mumbled, forgettable words before they could finally toss their caps in the air. Maya took a deep breath, looked out at the sea of faces, and began to speak. And from the very first sentence, the stadium fell silent. She didn't shout. She didn't use grand, theatrical gestures. Her voice was steady, clear, and filled with an undeniable passion. She started by talking about labels. In high school, she said, we are given so many labels. Jock, nerd, popular, loner. And for some of us, The label we're given is the most painful one of all. Nobody. A ripple of recognition went through the crowd. She had their attention. She went on to describe, without naming names, the feeling of being looked through, of having her accomplishments dismissed simply because she wasn't in the right circle. She spoke of the temptation to believe those labels, to let them define your worth. But a label, she declared, her voice rising with conviction, is just a word. It only has the power you give it. The world may try to put you in a box, but it cannot contain your spirit unless you let it. She then shifted her message from her own experience to a universal one. She challenged every single person in that stadium. Look around you, she urged. Look at the faces you've seen in the hallways for 4 years. How many of them do you truly know? How many stories have you missed because you were too busy looking for the ones you thought mattered? Her words were a mirror, forcing her classmates to confront their own biases, their own moments of casual cruelty or indifference. But it wasn't a speech of anger or revenge. It was a call for empathy, a call for connection. She ended with a powerful message of self-worth. Your value is not determined by your popularity, by the number of likes you get, or by the people who know your name. Your value is inherent. It is in your kindness, your passion, your resilience, your unique and unrepeatable soul. Don't wait for someone else to see you. See yourself, and then go out into this world and make them see you. Not by being loud, but by being you, authentically and unapologetically. As she finished, there was a moment of stunned silence, and then the eruption. It started with a few students, then a few more, until the entire stadium was on its feet, giving her a thundering standing ovation. There were tears in the eyes of parents, teachers, and yes, even some of the very students who had once dismissed her. In those 10 minutes, Maya had transformed from a nobody into somebody who had spoken a profound truth that resonated with everyone. But the story doesn't end there. A parent in the audience had been recording the speech on their phone. Moved by her words, they uploaded it to YouTube, thinking a few friends and family members might appreciate it. They titled it, "A High School Nobody's Graduation Speech." The video started slow, a few hundred views, then a few thousand. But her message was so powerful, so universal, that people started sharing it. It was shared on Facebook, tweeted by local news anchors, and then picked up by national media outlets. Within a week, the video had millions of views. Maya's face and her powerful words were everywhere. She became an overnight inspiration. People from all over the world, people who had long since graduated, reached out to her. They told her how they too had felt like a nobody, and how her speech had given them the courage to embrace their own worth. She was invited onto talk shows, not as a viral sensation, but as a thoughtful young woman with an important message. The same kids who had called her a nobody were now seeing her on their television screens, being praised for her wisdom and courage. The irony was not lost on anyone. Maya handled her newfound fame with the same grace and humility she had always possessed. She never called out the people who had hurt her. Her speech had never been about revenge. It was about empowerment. Maya's story is a beautiful reminder that the judgments of others do not define us. High school, and life in general, can often feel like a popularity contest. But true worth isn't measured by external validation. It's an internal flame that you have to nurture and protect. Maya took the pain of being dismissed and used it as fuel, not to lash out, but to build herself up and, in doing so, lift up countless others. So the next time you feel invisible, the next time someone tries to stick a label on you that doesn't fit, remember, Maya. Remember that your story is still being written, and you are the one holding the pen. The quietest voices can often carry the most powerful messages. You just have to have the courage to speak your truth. You're not a nobody. You are somebody, and your story matters. Thank you so much for watching. If Maya's story inspired you, please share this video so her message can reach even more people. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that uplift and empower. We'll see you in the next one.